जयति जयति भारत माता बुध गीता 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 निखिल मत वन निरतनत जन सुगीता निखिल मत वन निरतनत जन सुगीता निखिल मत वन निरतनत जन सुगीता जयति जयति जयति।
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं दैवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्. I place my humble salutations at the lotus feet of Saint Vedavyasa. Resuming from where we had stopped in the previous week, let us directly go into the core of Arjuna's confusion, and before we do, let me address a very small doubt that some of the viewers had. There was the use of the word moha in the previous video, and many people were confused about what moha is. Moha in Sanskrit means a negative kind of attachment towards anything. Everything can be taken in a positive and negative aspect in life, and the negative kind of attachment, which means the attachment to something or someone which is so toxic that you will keep the interest of that someone or something above everything else, leads to moha for that person or for that thing. A great example of this will be the relationship between Duryodhana and his father Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra had too much of putra moha that he decided to keep the interests of his son way above the interests of the country and the kingdom. This led to the destruction of the Kuru dynasty. So we must learn that we must not have a negative kind of attachment or attachment in any kind for that saying in our life in order to make wise decisions. I'll also be talking about attachment in a few more minutes. Let us continue from where we had left in the 33rd shloka of the first chapter, where Arjuna is now facing both the armies and is expounding his worries and grief to Krishna. He says, येषाम् अर्थे काङ्क्षितं नः राज्यं भोगाः सुखानि च तैमेव स्थिता युद्धे प्राणान् त्यक्त्वा धनानि च. The first line has been taken from the previous shloka. Regarding this, there is always a confusion whether as to the Yesham Arthe shloka is a part of the 33rd shloka or the 32nd shloka. But in reality, it doesn't really matter whether it's a part of the 33rd or the 32nd. The meaning it conveys is more logical when we associate it along with the next sentence. Yesham Arthe Kankshitam Naha Rajyam Bhogaha Sukhani Cha Ta ime vasthita yuddhe pranan styaktva dhanani cha. For whomsoever's sake we are fighting this war, for whose sake we wish to attain the kingdom, to win over the kingdom, for whose comfort we want this kingdom, they have started fighting with weapons. And this is a very important thing that we have to note. Pranan tyaktva dhanani cha, which means they are ready to sacrifice, renounce. What does this mean? When we look into it deeply, some scholars have pointed out that a kshatriya doing his dharma, fighting a war, is equivalent to sannyasatva. When we ask, how is it that a Kshatriya doing his dharma is equivalent to sannyasatva? Sannyasatva is renunciation of everything. And wise scholars reply, even fighting a war is renunciation of everything. There is no guarantee that they will come back alive. When they step into the battlefield, they have renounced their family. They have renounced their kingdom. Temporarily, that is the difference. When the war is over, they again become a father, they become a son, they become a mother. Because even Kshatriyanis used to fight. Kshatraniya, they were called. Even they used to fight. In Jhansi, in various parts of today's modern Madhya Pradesh, many women warriors have fought wars. So, attachment to the riches, to their own life has been renounced at that point of time. It does not matter to the Kshatriya whether he dies in the war. He comes out with the knowledge that someday in some war he is going to face Mrityu. He knows that, and yet he comes out to war. That is why it is called a Tyaga. Nothing else is called a Tyaga. When we donate some money to somebody else, it is not a Tyaga, it is called Dharma, charity. It is not a Tyaga because you are not leaving or renouncing wealth, you are only donating. And let me be very direct about this. We only donate because we know we can donate. Nobody donates 10,000 rupees while having 1,000 rupees. That is not possible. We donate 10 rupees when we have 1,000 rupees. That is how donation goes. But prana cannot be donated. There cannot be a negotiation in a war like, in this war we will not kill anyone, we will only damage their limbs. But even that is not prana tyaga. Prana is an atomic entity. It can either be dead or alive. I am partially alive. That is not existent. Nobody can be partially alive. They are entirely alive or entirely dead. And when such atomic values are there, you call it tyaga. Else it is always donation, charity, dana dharma. For whomsoever's sake we have come to the war, they have decided to fight against us or for us. But in the end, both of them have did the prana tyaga, dhana tyaga. When they are ready to renounce it, what joy will it give us when they are all dead? What will this kingdom give us? And Arjuna repeats what Sanjaya first says. Sanjaya makes an observation that Arjuna does not look at his opponents, but he looks at his acharyaha, pitaraha, putraha, right? But Arjuna has not told that to Krishna yet. So now he says, Acharyah pitarah putrans tathaiva cha pitamahan matula shvasurah pautraha shyalah sambandhinas tatham. He says, Oh Keshava, I see teachers, acharyaha, fatherly figures, pitaraha, putraha, my own sons and other children who are equal in age, and they are very tender. They are children. They are like my own sons. I see my own grandfather, Pitamaha. I see uncles, Shakuni and Shalya. I see Shvasuraha, father-in-laws, Pautraha, grandchildren, Shyalaha, brother-in-laws. Very interesting word, Shyalaha. Who is the Shyala here? He is actually referring to Krishna. Because, in a way, Krishna is a brother-in-law to Arjuna. Krishna's sister has married Arjuna. And he is also referring to Drishtadyumna, who is also a brother-in-law. So Krishna is related to Arjuna in more than one ways. Of all the Pandavas, only Krishna has two kinds of relationships with Arjuna. And other related people Arjuna sees. He says, these people, oh Krishna, they may be related to me directly or indirectly. What does he mean by directly or indirectly? Because this dates back to the Bhagavata, where Shuka Mahamuni mentions that every human in the world today is related to other human in some way, because the first humans were Swayambhuva Manu and Shatarupa, and we are all progeny of them. It has been thousands and thousands of generations, but still, if we trace it back, we will all trace it back to Swayambhuva Manu. In that way, we are all related. So he says, directly or indirectly, Krishna, everybody is related to me. Look at the amount of jnana which dawns upon Arjuna at this time of peril. Most people say we become most wise when we are in danger. And that is very true. It is very true. Arjuna continues saying, Etam nahantum ichhami घ्नतोऽपि मधुसूदनम् अपि त्रैलोक्य राज्यस्य हेतोः किं नु मही कृते एतान् न हन्तुमिच्छामि. Hantum means I do not want to kill them, Krishna. Gnatopi, which means even if it means that I will die, even if it means I am going to die, I still do not want to kill them. I still don't feel I am eligible to kill them. They are revered people, elderly people. Someone has taught me, someone has made me sit on his lap and fed me. There are so many fatherly figures. How can I fight with them? Krishna, at this point of time, if you ensure that, oh Arjuna, if you fight this war and win the war, I will give you all the 3 worlds, even then I will not fight. And what are we fighting for? Not even the whole earth. A small piece of the earth. A small city called Hastinapura. He calls it small now. And when comparison to the earth, Hastinapura becomes small. It is like a bucket talking to the ocean. How much ever big a bucket may be, the ocean is always bigger than it. In the same way, Hastinapura is indeed a large Rajya. But now when he thinks in respect and in relevance, in relation to the whole earth and the 3 worlds, it seems a very small piece of earth. Does he really want it? And this is also another pointer to the existence of 3 types of worlds. We must understand every word Arjuna and Sri Krishna speak have a great significance. I will tell you the significance level in the next shloka. It will be fascinating. Totally, there are 14 lokas. We have 7 above us: Bhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha, Mahaha, Janaha, Tapaha, and the Satyaloka. In the same way, we have 7 lokas below us: Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Rasatala, Mahatala, Talatala, Patala. The beauty of all these things is it has been noted in different times by different people, and they have written about it. So some people might inquire, how do we know 7 lokas are there? Have we not divided our atmosphere into various levels? Ionosphere, mesosphere, exosphere. How do we know those exist? And moreover, living by the ideology that someone's observation is not true because we do not yet have the ability to see it is mere foolishness. For this, in the Bhagavata, there is a wonderful story where a frog has always lived in a particular well in its whole life. It is called a Kupa Manduka. It has lived its whole life in the well. One day what happens? A frog jumps out of the well. It goes out and sees trees. Trees are there. A frog has never seen a tree in its whole life. And he goes out and sees grass is there, some other organisms are there, humans are there. And it immediately runs back into the well and says, "Hey, frog, I went outside, man. So many big brown color, big branches are there. Some woody color branches are there. It is so big, man. In our well, it is very small. No, outside so big, and some weird looking organisms. No, they are walking in two legs. Here and there they are going. Something they are doing. I do not understand." So this frog, what it does not try to go out of the well and see. It says, "Hey, what you are telling? You are just bluffing. You have a vivid imagination, but all what you say is not true. This well is the whole world, okay? Understand? Outside this well, nothing is there. Simply don't listen to other stories." But the frog is saying, No, I have gone. I went and saw. Hey, you must have simply saw some random things and you're just blabbering. Don't believe him. And the other frogs choose not to believe him. At some point of time, one heroic frog goes out and again sees the world. This time, he makes sure while coming down, he brings one plant so that other frogs can also come along with him. And then he shows. This story shows even how we as humans, our scriptures have a lot of scientific stuff, but without even testing it, because today we need tests for everything. We think logic is the most important part. The research scholars and the wise people say humans are the only creatures who do not live by logic. If you completely live by logic in your whole life, you will not be a human. No human can live by the logic in the entire life. The basic example is what should be the punishment given to the person if he kicks another person. So the punishment is straightforward. The punishment is the person has to be jailed. But here actually it is a child kicking the mother. The child is 1 year old. It is kicking the mother. So will the child be jailed? No, it does not happen. Humans do not go by logic. If humans went by logic all the time, we would be robots, not humans. Most of the time, logic fails to predict how even people who have not consumed a single sweet in their life get diabetes, and people who consume large amount of sweets in their life do not get diabetes. After he gets diabetes, the doctor may diagnose it as something. Oh, this level is down, this level is high. But nobody can predict it. Nobody can say exactly, sir, 39 years you'll get sugar. Nobody can say. It is not possible to say. Because the way humans we live is not by logic, it is by emotions. That is why human life is very significant. Therefore, the existence of these lokas has been written down by many rishis in the Upanishads, in the Puranas. We yet do not have the technology to look at it. Imagine 35 years ago or 50 years ago, two people came and told you, sir, 35 years later, a single person will be sitting in a room and recording, sir. He will send it over and millions of people over the world can see. This man is astonished. There is no certain technology. Hey, that is all not possible. He says, because the technology is not existent. When the technology comes into existence, then they realize, oh, this is also possible. In the same way, we did not know microorganisms existed till the discovery of the microscope. If some person did not have the curiosity to see the microorganism, he would have not invented the microscope. The microscope came into existence because somebody wanted to look at very small organisms. Till then, the existence of these organisms was not known to man. Now, we have looked at the 14 lokas. that we have discussed about. And coming back to Arjuna's mindset, where no reward is worth the action that he has to face. Let us see what he continues to say. He says, Nihatya dhartarashtranam kim priti syad janardanam papamevashraye asman hatvaitan atatayinaham. O Krishna, is killing these Dhartarashtra, sons of Dhritarashtra, going to give us any joy? What will be the happiness because of it? And oh Krishna, we are not eligible to punish these people. Atatayinaha is the word Arjuna uses, and it is a very, very interesting word, because Atatayinaha is a word from the Smritis. We have three types of evidences of our scriptures: Shruti, Smriti and Purana. Shruti always means it is authorless, time immemorial. And Smriti is written by some known person. It has been written down, and it is also expositions, like expounding on the Shrutis, like Bhashyas. And Purana, account of history. We will end today's session by learning what Atatayinaha means. Atatayinaha in the Smriti means a person who is eligible for death penalty. Today we do not work with death penalty. We do not grant death penalty to anyone. Unless the crime is too heinous, we try to avoid capital punishment. But the Smriti lays perfectly idealistic conditions that such a person deserves death penalty. And let us see what these 6 qualities are, which are condemnable to a particular extent where death penalty is the only punishment. Else the whole country will be ruined because of the repetition of this crime. In the next week upcoming video, let us look at what these 6 punishments are that our ancestors have written down, that these are punishable offenses. With that note, let us end today's discourse by remembering and praying upon the Bhagavan's lotus feet. Govindeti sada dhyanam, Govindeti sada japam, Govindeti sada dhyanam, sada Govinda kirtanam. Swastif prajabhyah paripalayantam, Nyayena margena mahim mahishaha, Go brahmanebhyah shubhamastu nityam, Lokah samasta sukhino bhavantu, Kale varshatu parjanyaha, Prithvi sasya shalini, Deshoyam kshobarahitaha, Sajjana santo nirbhayaha, Aputrah putrinas santo, Putrinas santo pautrinah, Adhanas sadhanas santo, Jeevantu sharadam shatam.